Hey all, Hipper here. So we're taking out the Wichita today, and it's a ship I haven't been playing for a long time, but I've kind of fallen in love with again. And it's an agile build here. We have actually we don't have double rudder on this ship. We actually have just the rudder in the third slot, and then we have the acceleration module in the first or the second slot, that is, and rudder in the third slot. That's unusual. That's the only agile cruiser where I don't have double rudder, and the reason is that with this build you still have 2.2 rudder, which is fine, and you also get the improved acceleration that allows you to dodge shells even better. But it does require that your rudder is down at around 2.2 seconds, which is really only Wichita that can do that, and Edinburgh really. But Edinburgh doesn't get the choice between acceleration or rudder in the second slot, so you can only take the rudder. Now, I couldn't have asked for a better spawn. Well, for a capture the base battle, that is. I would have preferred domination. I always prefer domination. But in an agile Wichita, this is pretty much the best spot you can be. There's plenty of small islands where you can, use, like if you need cover, it's not very far away, or if you need to break line of sight, you can also do that very easily. And with an agile build, you can just, use yourself as bait, like I'm doing now with this Massachusetts here. Try to make him focus me, so he forgets about everybody else on the map, and that happens a lot. I mean, anyone sees a broadside cruiser like this, they're gonna go, oh, I want to put some AP in that one. And that's what I'm just waiting for here. And then as soon as he targets me, there we go, I can see on my engineers. Then we know, okay, I'm in his sights now. So now we just have to make him waste time, really. And hopefully someone else on my team will get a very good shot, because now he's going broadside to get me, and just waiting for his incoming salvo, but it's not gonna come because he's realized his mistake now, that he's going, oh, I'm gonna go broadside so I can get that Wichita, and then in the process he's gonna eat a bunch of, it wasn't torpedoes, I think it was actually a salvo from someone, but either way, works out beautifully. And in the meantime, I've lost both my destroyers over here on this side here. They pushed up too far. That's the short of it. So we're just going to keep wasting the Red's time over here, really, and then just hope and pray that the other flank will be able to push through, because I won't be able to do it over here unless I, get a lucky break, like getting rid of all ships over here in like some sort of lucky break, but that's not going to happen. This Martel here is actually quite good, and he's not easily removed from this game here. And there is a destroyer over here as well, and he's keeping me spotted, and I'm just trying to figure out where he is, because I need some torpedoes coming at me so I can actually figure out where he's gone to, because it's been a while since he was spotted, and that's why I'm keeping the same heading here, because I want him to fire his torpedoes, and then I want to know where he's actually hiding. So it looks like he's somewhere over here behind that island. But it could also be the Martel. It was like a set of 3, and I believe Martel has a set of 3 torpedoes, but he's not really in a position to fire torpedoes. So that's why I'm a little bit confused at this moment here. It's like, where did those torpedoes come from, and who actually fired them? So in the end, I decided myself, it's probably the Martel's torpedoes. So I'm not going to change my heading. I'm going to keep going, because I want those destroyer torpedoes to come at me so I can, figure out where he's hiding. Because I want to save my radar until I actually have at least an inkling of where he's hiding. Because my radar is there, but I don't want to use it yet. And there's probably torps coming around this corner here, and I misjudged that one. It's too bad, I take a torp, my bad, but it's just one torp, who cares anyway. So now we get the destroyer torps, and I now have a pretty good idea of where he is. And we use the agile maneuvering here to make sure we don't take an additional torpedo. We don't need, I believe it's a Kageros, we don't need to take one of those torps. That would be unfavorable, let's put it like that. So now we just keep, annoying this Martel here, keep making him go far away, where he's just not going to do anything out there. And I know the destroyer is out here somewhere. So let's pop the radar and see where he is. So he's almost out of my range. He's pretty clever, this guy. I think he was trying to escape my radar range. And it's fairly obvious he's going for the cap, because I think he assumed that I was going to, you know, just go ahead and chase that Martel to the end of the world. But obviously I'm not going to do that. There is absolutely no point. That's what he wants, like a kiting Martel like that. He wants you to chase him into nothingness and waste minutes upon minutes of, you know, trying to shoot a kiting cruiser, which is like a fool's errand in the first place. So I'm lucky I popped the radar there and not a few seconds later, because then I probably wouldn't have seen the destroyer. But now I know that it's like rough location, and I know what he's up to. And there is no way he's gonna get that base. I can assure him of that. So as you can see, this Wichita goes 40 knots. That's really fast, and with a 2.2 second rudder and the improved acceleration as well. Like, this is one agile cruiser, and it's just so much fun to play. I would never play it with any other build. Like, this is just hilarious fun. And while I'm making my way up to the cap, because the destroyer have started to cap, which is not surprising. That's his job. And on the way, I'm just going to farm whoever's like available. But I'm not going to deviate too much from my trajectory. I want to get to the cap, but I also obviously have to avoid some Indianapolis AP here that I don't want to take on this. I absolutely have to. So I've spent my radar getting the early warning on this destroyer here, and I don't think anyone else has really noticed that he was heading this way, because the carrier is not really prepared, but he will be in a second. He will be sending a squadron up to help me, which is awesome. I mean, that's what carrier players should do in a situation like this. And you can see the carrier is also saying, hey, defend the base. And obviously I'm going to do that. But I need someone to spot for me. I have my sonar on in case there's incoming torpedoes, because I don't want to be taken out right now. And the red carrier is having a go at me, as is the really annoying Indianapolis, and everybody's firing torpedoes. So we're going to take the carrier torps. Like, they do less damage. And we're going to do everything we can to avoid these Kagero torps here, because we don't want to take them. Carrier torps, yeah, they're mostly a nuisance, really. And it's really only if you're like in the process of capping and then you get torpedoed and you get reset. That's really annoying. Other than that, carrier torps, yeah, if I can, I avoid them. But obviously, if you have a choice between Kagero torps or carrier torps, well, you have to take the carrier torps in most instances, if not all instances. So the carrier is doing a really good job keeping the Kagero spotted here, and I end up taking him out. And the Martel is disappointed down here. He's like, oh, I was hoping you would follow me to the end of the world, so you could waste all the time and leave this flank undefended. But obviously that wasn't going to happen. And we are still behind on points now, but we are equal on ships now after the Reds lost that destroyer. And if I can just, you know, shake some of all these pursuers here, because yeah, there's a lot of people trying to get at me now, including the carrier, which is annoying, but it's not really a huge problem. But we do need to keep an eye on these cruisers down here, because they are the main problem. And New Orleans need to get him out of the way, and then we'll focus on the Martel after that. The Indianapolis is running away, and he's running into like 3 of my ships over on that area, so he's gonna sink no matter what. At least that's the theory. I mean, I have battles where 1% ship ends up, you know, out dueling 3 full health ships for weird reasons, but not in this case here. So in the interest of time, because we remove the New Orleans here, and someone else takes care of the Martel, that leaves the carrier left. And if there's anything that's boring in this game, it's hunting down carriers. If there's the carriers, the only ship left, and you only have 3 blue ships to spread out over the entire map looking for this stupid carrier here. So that's why I'm speeding this up a bit here, so you don't have to wait for me sailing around trying to figure out where this carrier is hiding. So because we sunk so many ships here in the last few minutes, we are ahead on points now, and the carrier gets a kill, but at the same time he's spotted. So I know exactly where to go now, and obviously a Wichita versus a Kaga is not really a fair fight, so doesn't matter how much he tries to torp me. hitting, you know, an agile Wichita like this with carrier torps. That's almost impossible. And he's going to go down whether he wants to or not. And that's the end of him. And that's a medal there as well. I forget the name, but there it is. So that was an agile Wichita, you know, doing Wichita things. And it's so much fun to play. I highly recommend it. And hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you out there.